I'm at Grandview Cemetery in Glendale, California, and this is a cemetery that's pretty familiar to us because we spent, myself, Troy, our friends Mark Messick and Jane Osborne, and a couple of other people, especially Lisa Burks, who's a historian of this park, spent Halloween nights here several times when the park was in... it was discovered that it was being mismanaged and graves were oversold and proper policies weren't enforced. So the cemetery was really literally locked up for years. You had to make appointments to come and see your loved ones. And when that happened, they had no one here on Halloween night to guard the place. So we volunteered to do it. And we would spend the whole night here just till about 4 in the morning, just sort of wandering around, making sure people don't disturb the place, hop the fences and disturb the graves. So that was an interesting time. I quite enjoyed. We all quite enjoyed doing that. So we came back today to do a little bit more research about the place. A couple of the people, which I'll use in future videos. But this mausoleum behind me, it was protected back then, and it was all locked up. And when they did open it up, like on Sundays for family, like once a month, possibly, when it got to that point, you had to be escorted in, but it was locked, and they're very protective of it. So anyway, I walked in just now, and I walked out because I wanted you to see this too, and it's pretty wild. I thought that this place may have been cared for a bit more by now. Maybe it's a money thing, probably a money thing. It always is a money thing, but wait till you see what I just saw. So the only thing in good shape is this whole place with the front doors. So this looks kind of rough. I think Troy sort of figured out where the water came in. It was flooded at one point in time. The window's largely intact. The ceiling-ish probably has electricity in it, but maybe I see some cords up there, but I doubt it's worked in a long time. But look at these columbariums. These are what they call them when they put cremated remains in the walls, columbariums. And look at the shape of these. That might be bird damage, but some of the plaques are just falling down. Just missing. All these people, and who expected to be cared for forever, and their plaques. There's one of them. It looks like they took their remains out. Olive gray, who's this? I mean, there's like no effort made. I mentioned to the guy at the front gate, he says, "Are you familiar with the place?" Am I repeating myself? He said, "Are you familiar with the place?" When I asked for directions. I said, "Yeah." And I told him why. I said we had spent several Halloween nights here, making sure the place was safe. And he goes, "Oh, you're one of them." I'm like, wait, we were here as volunteers with an historian who was protecting this place. And he goes, "Oh, we don't have problems like that anymore." I'm like, wait, we were here. It was just pointless. He was not going to bite. And I don't know what I was expecting, a pat on the back or what, but it was probably childish of me. But clearly he's not an interest in this place, I don't think. Look at that. Marcia Slack interment. There already is a casket in the crypt. Lucille Virginia Slack. Huh. So these old church pews. I've always wanted a church pew. They're not hard to get, just hard to transport. I got nothing to do with it. But this is where it looks like the water came in. You can see all this dirt around the walls. This is all from mud from a leak. And this place was flooded. It's shocking, because some of these markers, you know, Hartley White, that looks fairly new. It looks like they were possibly, you know, maybe purchased more recently. 1966, 1991, but they look like newer covers, plaques. This is something. Husband, Joseph Gowan, welcome to your forever home. Boy, this whole place is crawling with ants. Guess there's plenty of food. See if there's a source where they come in. Well, there, of course, they're coming in that way. Lovely. Big sadness for you guys. I'm so sorry. This, you don't deserve this. You thought, or your families thought, you were going to be taken care of. And it's because of shitty people who are alive. It looks like this. It's a damn shame. You guys are here, you're enclosed. Good for you. Off the ground, good for you. Oof. Olabone. How do you like that? Marie Myers. Would you want that parked in front of you? Yeah, I don't usually like calling out people for being shitty, but that guy in the front desk was shitty. And I am just appalled by this. I would be so upset if this was my family, or my friends, or anyone I cared about. I'm upset as it is. But these people, poor people, look at that, look at that. Look at that. Whoa, and there's one now, shit. Oh, sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. Oh, they're all over the place, these wasps' nests. You can see them in the windows. See that guy, where he's gonna go. Well, they went in somewhere, I think. Look at this, oh, wasps' nests. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. This is a real shame. This is a real shame. Look at that. Genuine AstroTurf driveway in a day installation kit. Wow. Well, at least there is someone at the front desk, though. I should, you know, and there are new burials here, but this place is an embarrassment. And I'm sorry. So God bless you guys. Rest in peace. I hope you can, because you didn't deserve this. People suck. So that's the hole where the ants are coming in. Look at that. There's really no protection for this place. You know, if anyone wanted to come here and cause some damage, they just could. We thought we were doing something and we thought things might improve. But they just haven't. At least not for this building. Oh, cremains boxes. I wonder if there's names on them. No, they're empty. Oh, maybe this is their scattering garden. That ain't gonna stay here. Let's take care of that. So the wasp window is that one from the inside that you saw. And as Jed Clampett says, pitiful, pitiful sadness. Very sad. Since the flag was already on the ground before I removed it from the cemetery, I figured I'd try to find a veteran, and Troy found this guy. Cesare Pevieri, Private Medical Department, World War I, died August 19th, 1963. All right, now we'll dispose of this properly. As I'm walking around the cemetery, you could see a family of coyotes. I just saw one run past the mausoleum, but there are 2 or 3 right over there. See the 3 of them? Let's see. They're staring at us. There's 4.